Sixth against Jesse Douglas, so that's going to be a good battle as well. Brad Watts starting in the middle as well for Bannockburn. So start of round 17, match day live this afternoon. Bannockburn and Thompson live and exclusive on 94.7 The Pulse. The umpire throws the ball high in the air, and the first tap down is from Grigg, gets it to Brent McLeod, who gets it back to Grigg, gets a right foot kick towards half forward, kicking to the southern end in the first term Thompson, but coming across Bannockburn, they get the ball out wide, but it's too wide though. Those nice green boots, gives it away to Steve McLeod from centre wing, goes towards Jackson McLeod, who comes out at half forward, can't take the ball at the marking option, and through the middle Sanderson there held up. The umpire says, and they're going to be able to go towards half forward, getting back over the back. Brent McLeod read it the bet up about 50 in line and took it at half back flank for Thompson. He chips the ball short, it's okay, and McKay takes the mark. Point of the centre square at half back. Haven't got much to kick to at centre half forward. They're playing one behind the ball, Bannockburn. They're ruckman or a half back flanker. They've got it now through Eddie to Watts across centre wing. And he was going to go with a kick towards centre half forward. He elects to go further afield towards Woods and uses the body beautifully against Chris Scott. And he will shoot for goal from 25 out. Slight angle, pretty acute angle, but he's a pretty talented player, Alistair Woods. If he just wheels around Stevie Johnson style, he'll be able to use the breeze. Comes in straight at it, right foot kick. He probably should have done a Stevie Johnson. He's missed. 3 for 1 behind. First score of the board.
That, didn't it? Yes, yeah. I think in the twos, the far pocket was the preferred option to kick goals. McLeod Stephen has kicked the ball in, taken by Grigg, just inside defensive 50. Keeps it low into the breeze. Brent McLeod eased his opponent out, but coming through was Ross Dillon, running off half-back flank by the look of it. Lovely kick to position at half forward. Allen doesn't take the mark. McLeod thrown to ground without the footy. Play on, said the umpire. Comes out there. That was Warple. Goes towards half forward, playing more than a kick behind the game as Grigg. Last line defence takes the defensive mark. Kicked into man the mark. No excuse for that. It's picked up by Alistair Woods. He hooks it around on the right foot again offline. So in the first 3
half back, they've got McKay short. He goes in that direction. Broke from the huddle early. Took the mark. Played on quickly. Gave it back to Steve McLeod. Runs towards defensive 50. Gives the ball away quickly. And O'Donoghue takes the mark. Goes out wide. Ball doesn't sit though for Clark. And getting back there is Woods again. Had an influence early. Left foot kick to half forward for Bannockburn. Thompson with the numbers. They punched away from behind. Doesn't sit for Grigg. Reek runs off McLeod. Does nicely. 30 in closing and kicks the goal. Good start. And Bannockburn get their
middle. Umpire about to get us underway once again. Grigg, Haggaboles, 50-50, came down for Thompson to McKay, but it can't get away at ground level. Good work, Haggaboles, off a step, kicks it inside forward, 54, Bannockburn. Handball there, errant, McLeod, Stephen. Handball out wide, Brent McLeod, another handball back, O'Donoghue. They're in a bit of trouble back here, the Thompson defence, as Brent McLeod finally accepts a handball, goes looking for Menzies, doesn't take the mark, reads it well, his pace gets him out of trouble there. Great tackle, holding the ball, had ample opportunity and probably slipped a bit on the ground there, which didn't help him, but the ball back into the full forward. That looks like Mick Allen, I would suggest, almost head of the goal square. Didn't really get both hands to it. Dead set in front, goes back. Good approach. Umpire moved a little. Didn't have to move too far, however, and that's the second goal to Bannockburn. 2 goals.
Half back now. So there's been a change. Oakley's into the middle with Steve McLeod. Grigg gets it down. Steve McLeod's in the middle. Gets a kick away towards centre wing. Mitchell comes off half forward. Doesn't sit for him though. And kick off the ground by, it was Taylor or Ho. Free invite to the umpires dinner this year, eh? Over the back, White's great tap to Christian Shaw, kick around the corner towards half forward, ball towards Matt Watts, past a couple, nobody can get clear possession, right on 50 for Bannockburn. Pack develops in the middle, Allen got it away somehow to Watts, Brad and Mash, they can't keep it in. Will be boundary throw in left half forward, Bannockburn into attack, they lead 2-2-14, Thompson yet to score, been playing 7.5 minutes first term.
So ball in. Good throw in that time. either ruckman or Haggerbol's probably got in fact it was Allen got the better of it as the ball spills out. Whistle on play, high tackle to Thompson. Stephen McLeod across the ground to Brent McLeod. So now Thompson, they need to retain possession here. They haven't had much of it so far. Good chip pass, finds Atkinson to run from defence, and that kick wasn't too great over the head of the leading player at half forward. It's come back to him. He gets a handball forward. Player held again without possession. Atkinson in the play as he tackles strongly there. Umpire said no prior opportunity. So just at the ball in the air once again. Oakley doing the ruck work, comes down to Taylor for Bannockburn, ball dropped, good tackle on that occasion. So Scott it is for Thompson, first foray into the forward half. I thought Jackson McLeod a bit stiff there, got pushed forward, but safe defensive mark for Bannockburn as Christian Shaw's dropped in to help out in the defensive half. Now they're going to chip the ball around. I would have thought the long kick out of defence, Grubby. Was that, Bruce?
I would have. Now it comes.
It does, and it is a long kick. Centre wing at the back. Brent McLeod goes for the spoil. Doesn't find the safety of the boundary, although perhaps he has. No, he now picks the ball up, slips over. There's a few slippery spots, perhaps very close to the boundary lines on the ground as the water's been coming off. Scott back to Greg. Greg now, great smother there from Alistair Woods, and over the boundary line once again. 9.5 minutes first quarter, Bannockburn 2-2. Thompson yet to score.
You know a bit about this, Cave. You should have been a coach, Eric.
Boundary throw in. Greg to the side of the pack. Oakley gets a second tap onto it. Christian Shaw rides the bump in the middle, tries to break free. He gets the ball free, but pack develops with Chris Reek just about to go away, and the umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to Dean Oakley. Yep. After the umpire had called for the ball up, he tries to drill the ball. It's okay, and they can play on quickly at centre wing and go towards half forward, but they're going to turn the ball over. The ball came from Sanderson, and Matt Watts takes the mark for Bannockburn at centre half back. He goes long, high towards half forward. He's going to get, Fatula's got a couple against him. And Greg gets a push in the back. It's advantage. So short kick by O'Donoghue. Finds Jackson McLeod, right half forward. Not much to kick to. He's got Kiss long, but there.
It has to be play on. He's gone around 15 metres. And you know what? The umpire had called it too.
Goes wide towards the boundary line, and that worked for
on the key forwards.
Yeah, and he's been very, very good at it for most of the year.
So Jackson McLeod. 40 out, gone back on the Brett Lee run up. He's back in the middle, kicking to the breeze, so it's going to be a tough kick. Comes in, leans back. Has he got enough on it? I think he has. That's a nice kick. And puts Thompson's first on the ball to the...
Both sides switching and swapping, and Tyquin in the middle on ball for Bannockburn. Apparently he's been doing that quite a bit.
That'll make Ticker happy.
Yeah, the tap down from Haggerbol's very strong. Ended up in the arms of Tyquin at half forward. Kick smothered off his boot. Comes forward. Reek can't control the footy. Bannockburn player struggling.
Watts,
like Brad Watts does it. So it's a free kick paid to Thompson. Advantage. The umpire didn't allow the advantage on that occasion, so it goes back to Stephen McLeod. Half-back flank, kicking to the southern end, Thompson, against what bruise there is. Little chip pass, that comes off, it goes to, can't see who that is over there, but Thompson retained possession. Long kick towards half-forward from behind, mark not taken, the big fly for Thompson. Handball over the top, close to the boundary, Shaw got rid of it before he was tackled. Now the ball comes back, Stephen McLeod again. Low skimming pass into the bruise. Numbers certainly with Bannockburn there, but they've done well, Thompson, to get back. And Mitchell, tackle from behind and causes a spill. Comes out, that was Greg for Bannockburn, and they retain possession as Christian Shaw accepts a handball. Drives it back middle of the ground. Tyquin stretching mark, plays on quickly. Long kick inside forward 50. Well, I was going to say if they paid it earlier, the infringement was paid again for Tiller, I think, is it? That was infringed. Leading forward, O'Donoghue got into his back and 35, 40 metres out. near enough to directly in front. Grubby, I reckon that's the angle that we saw the goals kicked fairly easily from in the reserves.
Yeah, that's where you want to come from. But it's good to see. Good umpiring now. I know you're going to, but I mean it. Fatilla gave one away just here,
Yes.
and he's got one back the same, so at least it's consistent.
Yes, so Fatilla now, left foot, raking kick. Oh, he's hooked it to the right-hand side. And
Cloud from fullback goes towards O'Neill. Hagabowles in front, punched away. Douglas got 3 against him. Tyquin was there. Douglas needs some support. Tyquin in again, slipped the handball out to nobody effectively. 45 out from Bannockburn's goal. Ball spills 3 again. Oh, was that high? The umpire said yes, it was.
Yep.
And O'Donoghue will take the free kick inside defensive 50 for
He was a
Thompson.
good umpire, didn't I?
We'll see. O'Donoghue wants to switch play. Goes across the ground. And it's okay. Scott can't take the mark, but got plenty of time in front of Allen to set something up. Goes long, along the line towards Betson from behind. Oh, in front.
Got a punch from behind, son.
Betson's playing on Dylan. That's going to be a tough task for him. Great kick to Brad Watts at centre half forward, just inside the centre square. Switch the ball out wide nicely. Warple to run onto it. He's into the forward pocket. Might run away from him. Close to the boundary line. He keeps it in. Hodgson bears down. Gives the handball back to Matt Watts. Handball back to brother Brad. 55 out and coming backwards. Gives it back to Matt again. Oh, he dropped the footy. And it will be a free kick to O'Neill and 50. No, he doesn't take nothing, does he?
it's good umpiring because they've worked together and created the free kick, which was there.
Great hand came across from Broman for Bannockburn. So they were with Hagabowles at half back. Oh, he set Broman a task though. Then he got a high tackle. The umpire said play on. Hagabowles are there helping out. And right half forward Thompson into attack. We'll have a ball up. 2-3-15 Bannockburn. 1 straight goal 6 Thompson. We've been playing 16 and a half minutes in the first term.
So Greg now kick behind the game as ball is half forward flank for Thompson. Comes back to Oakley. Can't control it. Falls to ground. McKay. Good tackle as the ball finally comes to O'Neill. That was Tom. Goes long in towards the full forward position. Jackson McLeod's got 2 to boot. The ball is on the ground. It's, well, they can't get it clear of the pack there as Bannockburn defence working overtime to keep the ball away from the goal. No Luke Forbes, of course, for Thompson today, so they haven't got that dynamic speed. Oakley beaten on that occasion for... Ooh, almost a kicking in danger from Hagabowles on his teammate, but came down. O'Neill, Tom, can't control a footy. Comes to Yeo, who can't control it either. Gee, there's very, very hard to get a decent ball out of there, Grubby. I think
it's tough in there.
About time the umpire blew the whistle and we had a ball up. Do you think out of bounds?
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Just to watch last night's game.
So the ball kicked now towards half forward for the Bannockburn side. Greg to McLeod by hand. Brent gets a handball back again. Kick towards the lead of Jackson. Great kick. And I think he's outside his distance there. Well, that was incredible. He kicked the ground as now he chips it towards half forward. Numbers with Bannockburn certainly back there. Dean Oakley, tackle without it. No, said the umpire. Play on. Now it stacks on the middle. We'll surely have a whistle here. This umpire will...
Take your 30 seconds and milk the clock a little bit.
Yeah, good point. As Hagabowles gets the ball down on that occasion, goes to Jackson McLeod at full forward.
Good play.
Handball back to Mitchell. Can't handle a footy. Handball over the top to Mackay. Back to Dean Oakley. And just the possession game at the moment. Thompson, Oakley, man on the mark's just inside forward 50. Too far for Dean Oakley. He goes to the lead there of Douglas, is it? And takes a good, strong mark. And that was his forte last week. No, in fact, it's not Douglas, it's Jacob Clark. And that was his forte last week, wasn't it?
He was very good.
He had problems last week kicking goals, as I recall. And this is not an easy shot with the bruise as it is. But he moves in. He kicks it to the right, and it stayed to the right. So it is a behind only. 1 goal, 1-7 Thompson.
They're off.
2-3-15 Bannockburn. Commonwealth Hotel first quarter scoreboard. 19 and a half minutes gone.
Ball gets to Matt Watts at half back from the kick in. Very close to the man on the mark. He goes long towards Fatula. Punched away by Atkinson. Great play. Good defensive play across half sometimes, but how do you throw in? Greg gets it down. Punched on by Brad Watts. Sean O'Neill close to the boundary line. Kick around the corner. Taylor for Bannockburn on centre wing by himself. Goes to the right foot kick long, back into side 50. Fatula had his name written on it. From the time that Taylor kicked it, he had eyes for the ball and took the mark 40 out from goal directly in front.
He's not a real tall boy, but he plays tall. He takes some...
Kicking from 40 out, northern end, left foot kick, comes in, keeps it low. Nice kick. And has put his first goal.
Ball comes to ground. Greg get the tap at Mackay. Tackled. Handball to Stephen McLeod towards half forward. And free kick paid. An infringement in the marking contest to Dean Oakley. Decides to go long. He's played straight into the hands of the defence, and Ross Dillon read that very well. Backing back toward the goal square. Comfortable chest mark. Goes across the face of goal to Taylor. Now Taylor goes around. He's got a kick long. Going looking for Haggabols, who, well, good work there by Douglas. Got his hand in. Now towards half forward, in front again. Tyquin, you've got to be in front. And that's where he was. Looking for Tiller again.
That's a good
He's
tackle.
tackled, does well. Ball comes to ground. Handball back to Douglas. Gets a kick away towards Clark. Can't reach. It is... they're not quite hitting their mark today, Grubby, are they, Thompson, with these kicks? The kick came out then to Ho for Bannockburn. Mark not taken by Woods. There's a bit of intensity out there. Players with the footy. Now it comes to Mackay for Thompson. He can't handle it either. So a little bit of pressure out there as Thompson now. They're in the middle of the ground. They go back to Mitchell in the centre circle. Handball to Brent McLeod. Now he kicks long into forward 50. Looking for Brother Jackson. He's got 3 to beat. Can't do that. Now there's 4. And Bannockburn, that time through Greg. Get a handball clear. Now it's Brad Watts towards the centre to Brother Matt. He goes immediately. Long kick from the centre square. It's going to land just outside the 10-metre square. Allen. Over to teammate there in Eddie. He can't get a kick away. Tyquin can. Round the body. Taken Fertilla in the goal square. And Brad Fertilla has his second now for the quarter. And that starts to make Bannockburn's first quarter look more accountable. 4 goals, 327. Thompson won one.
Not going to get that today because Bannockburn are playing good disciplined football.
Back to the middle. Greg and Haggabols. Greg gets it down beautifully to Douglas. Handball though was chopped off. Peters trying to get the quick kick. Hinchcliffe. Peters again. Clearing towards Brad Watts. Will sit for him nicely. Wheel around on that left boot on centre wing. Goes towards half forward. Eddie used the body nicely. And against Betson and he's right in between us and the goals. 45 out, 45 to Grangle. Northern end of the ground is to put Bannockburn's 5th on the board. He comes in now. And will it come back with a breeze? You betcha, but it hasn't quite got the distance and through for Peen Hotel first quarter scoreboard.
No one on the mark.
25 and a half minutes played.
So Brent McLeod kicked to himself, then a bounce, and now gets the ball to the centre of the ground. Mark not taken, but they play. This is what mystifies me. They're handballing to people who are in a worse position of themselves, and they've brought themselves undone as the ball's turned over back towards half forward for the Bannockburn side. O'Neill to Brent McLeod. Brent McLeod to Yeo. Yeo to Menzies. Menzies to Brent McLeod. Kicks to Ware. Just kick and hope, I think. It went to Stephen McLeod. Can't take the mark. And Dando. Strong play there. Handball towards Allen. Then got the handball back again. Goes towards half forward. Atkinson does well. Scooped up the crumbs. Had no one to kick to, so had to go backwards. So he had no one up forward.
Go the boundary line.
Oh, gee.
They're in trouble now.
They are, because Bannockburn have won the footy back. They've gone towards half forward. Oh, great defensive mark. O'Neill goes on quickly looking for Brent McLeod. Unfortunately, the kick not too good. Straight in the arms of Brad Watts. He's found a teammate on half forward. And now it is a shot on goal for young Warple. He's a well-built kid for one of the Colts, Grubby.
Yeah, he is. He dominates the Colts, and obviously the times we've seen him here, he's been very, very good.
So Warple now with man on the mark, 35 from goal. Fairly acute angle, very close to the boundary line. Moves in. It's not a bad looking kick off the boot. It's not going to get the, well, it does get the distance. No, it doesn't go through. It's Thompson there. They decide to try to run the ball out and come across. I don't know what they're doing there as they're going straight back looking for Brent McLeod. He's going to be lucky because it's fallen into his arms. And now through handball, Thompson have, well, they haven't. Warple does well. Smothered it off the boot. A short kick there to teammate just on the ground, Lincoln Peters.
You've got your ticket for the dinner. It's okay. Boundary throw in. Pretty poor one then. No, I'm joking.
Next to Greg Cullen.
Peters. Watts gets wrapped up. Brad drops the footy out. The umpire says it's his before Tom O'Neill was able to run away. So ball up on 50. Bannockburn into attack. Late stage of the first term. Punt down by O'Neill. Falls into the arms though of. It was touched. And 7 Thompson, 28.5 minutes played in the first term. Steve McLeod has got Atkinson, long. Brad Watts comes back and does nicely at the back of the pack as the siren sounds. And it will is quarter time. Bannockburn 4-5-29. They lead Thompson 1-1-7. Eric, goal kickers to quarter time.
He needs probably a couple more, you would have thought, this quarter.
Start of the second term, Bannockburn 4-5-29, Thompson 1-1-7. Grigg goes up early and gets it down as well. Might sit for Oakley. He sits and waits for it. Clark does very nicely. Gives it back to Brent McLeod, who runs into a tackle, but strong enough to get out of it. Gives it away to Stephen. He goes towards half forward. The Tigers with the numbers, though, getting across there and filling some holes. Doing it nicely was Grigg. Goes out wide looking for Alistair Wood. Started the first term on fire and didn't have a kick after the first 10 minutes.
No, well, he didn't. He had three in the first 5 minutes and finished with 3 for the quarter.
So he's got it now. Out of side centre wing, goes towards half forward. Drives it long. Brent McLeod comes over and punches it out.
Covers some ground, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In a day.
Boundary throw in. Oh, there's a push against Grigg. I thought it was 6 or 1 half does the other there, but anyway.
It's going to Grigg.
Yeah, Russell Grigg gets it. Goes from half back towards the middle. Might turn it over though. Matt Watts has read the ball pretty well this afternoon so far, and he runs away and goes along towards Allen, who's got the sit over the back. Atkinson did very nicely, made up a lot of ground. Grigg got it away to Atkinson. Ran through, then he threw the ball away. Yo gets it away. Fills the ball out, and Alistair Woods runs in and kicks the goal. It's as simple as that.
Don't know whether he'd been off the ground, but we're away again as both ruckmen get a tap on the ground. Comes to Brad Watts, round 2 tackles, gets the kick towards half forward, in front O'Neill, and Sean O'Neill plays on quickly. Out wide, Brent McLeod's made good space out there, takes the mark, decides to go on quickly, gets around Reek. Lovely pass on that occasion, but great defence there from Van Ingen. Doesn't allow Jackson McLeod to get the footy. Comes to Grigg for Bannockburn, and his kick is taken on centre wing by Woods once again. So what about the handball? Now kicks it long over the centre square, looking for Tyquin, but in the middle of the pack there is Russell Grigg for Thompson. Just have to call Grigg here the way we're going. Goes back towards half forward. Mark not taken by Kiss and turned over again as Brad Watts goes towards half forward for Bannockburn. Ground level, Matt Watts far too quick for the defence there. Tries to hook it around the body, can't. Allen, handball back to Watts. Watts goes to check side. I think he's check side at about a fortnight too soon. Goal on his own. Russell Grigg for Thompson goes long there. Centre wing, Brent McLeod. Oh, nice little touch against his opponent. Now they're away. Long handball goes to Dean Oakley.
Turn around and kick it.
Turn around and kick it. He's gone backwards 25 metres. Now middle of the ground. Mitchell takes the mark. He kicks towards the lead. Jackson McLeod up high, can't hold the mark at ground level. Kiss picks the footy up. He's tackled immediately. A throw there. That was from Dylan of the Bannockburn side as we now see the ball in the hands of Shaw for Bannockburn. Goes towards half forward. O'Neill, Tom, gets the hand on the footy as the ball now. Atkinson can't handle it. He's tackled immediately. Again, the turnover comes to Matt Watts in the goal square, runs into the open goal. Well, that's the second goal for the quarter. Brought about a go. Belmont Lions 2-1.
I think Winch had the win too.
Don't say that. Back to the middle. Grigg up against Haggabols. Grigg gets it down. Brent McLeod robes it beautifully to Douglas. Runs free now from the centre. Goes towards McLeod. Well, nobody wanted to mark the footy except Dando. Just stood there. All the Thompson players just stood off him. He gets it out to Ross Dillon. Further afield, they've moved it around centre wing as half-back to centre wing. Woods, who is on fire at the moment.
Good. 5 touches already, Woods.
Back of the centre square, centre wing goes towards Reed, punched away by Grigg. To the front of the pack, McKay has to get involved. Douglas has to get involved. Handball back to Grigg, who is involved. Back to Brent McLeod, who's involved, but not much to kick to. He has to get around Tyquin on centre wing, back towards the middle. Run onto it, boys. They can't. Dando gets across there. In fact, it's Dillon.
Oh.
He didn't see. Dillon goes to Hodgson, who actually broke off the bench. On Warple, he was behind Warple, and he goes across to Mitchell, still in the middle of the ground for Thompson. McLeod Jackson is quite short, and Bannockburn have done well. They've set up a couple behind, and they're going to turn the ball over. Roweth now inside the centre square at half-back goes, but Yo takes the mark. Jags one and does nicely. Wanted to give it away by a hand to Betson running past, but he just settles it down, gives it to Douglas, back into the centre square. Centre half back, goes with the right foot, long kick towards Clark. He's got a couple on him. He goes up, punched away by Dando. Needs some support. Clark pushed off the footy, in fact pushed into the footy in the end. Handball was chopped off though. Grigg gets it around on the left boot and goes towards centre wing. Christian Shaw takes the mark. Just inside the boundary line on centre wing on the outer side. Just wants to settle the play down a bit, get some Bannockburn players back towards half 40. Goes down the line, drills it over the head of a couple. Eddie stands and waits. Betson comes at him. Now it falls into Eddie's arms in the end. Handball was good to Matt Watts. Gets around 55 out, goes along towards the top of the square. O'Neill kept his feet, but the ball sat for Matt Tyke when he ran around. Handball towards Allen, big Mika. He can't get it away though. McLeod Brent gets the handball away quickly to O'Neill. He's wrapped up, loses the football over the shoulder, said the umpire. And Thompson will take the resultant free kick. 20 out from goal. 6-5-41 Bannockburn. Thompson 1-1-7.
Tyquin was on then for that handball, Eric.
Was. Brent McLeod to Grigg. Grigg to Yeo in the middle of the ground. He holds it up. Oh, terrible kick. And when you're going to kick short, you've got to get the target. Handballs come back to Yeo now. Again, shocking kick, missed his teammate there by a long way, and Clark does well, gets around an opponent, now goes long to full forward but dropping back, and he's played well. Kane Taylor takes the defensive mark. Now we've got the same situation because that was Lincoln Peters, just came off the interchange bench, screamed for the ball, it landed in his arms. Broman, great tackle, does get it clear, and now the ball is on centre wing as Bannockburn now. Numbers arrive. Brad Watts, his tackle immediately. Umpires arrived now as Hagger Bowles up high, beaten by Greg on that occasion, but the ball dropped well to Alistair Woods. Another handball to advantage. Peters runs onto the footy. He can't get hold of it. Greg over to Brent McLeod. Now Brent McLeod towards centre wing. Mackay, he gets behind, and good defensive stuff there by Roweth for Bannockburn. Comes to Mackay, however, and there's a push in the back surely. Umpires, very lenient on the defence there as the ball now relieved for Bannockburn. One-handed mark. Grigg of Bannockburn over to Shaw. Shaw now has one bounce. Runs to centre wing. The skimming left foot pass. He took the out looking for Bowman. Can't take the mark. Good defensive work by Brent McLeod there. Comes back. Picks it. Well, he's tackled high. And because he was at the footy and wanted it badly, he got the free kick for too high. Perhaps the only criticism, he could be using it a bit better, I reckon. Short kick all the time, I reckon they're looking for it, Bannockburn. But it worked on this occasion because Dean Oakley has the mark. Goes further forward for Douglas. Douglas now for Bannockburn. Instead of down the corridor, they've gone very wide. That's a terrible kick off the boot. Jackson McLeod, almost a sensational mark. It does come back for Thompson. They've into the forward Clark. He can't control the footy. That's a handball forward. That's the right place for it if they can pick it up, and that's a magnificent left foot snap.
Okay.
That was Mackay, I think, and we've do it.
Well, if you're stupid enough to be doing this for nothing, you're in trouble. Back to the middle. O'Neill gets up and gets it down. Mackay, the last goal kicker, gets it quick kick towards half forward Sanderson. Good mark by Ross Dillon, running back with a fly to the footy. And goes out wide. Good mark Oakley though. Had to sit and ran away now at half forward. Can take a bounce. Keep running. He's 55 out. Keep running. He goes long towards the tee to goal. Grigg's got two on him, and getting across there was Taylor. Did very nicely. Play on advantage. Oh, yes, it is. Just all reek.
Yeah, how would umpire play that one and not play Jackson McLeod like earlier?
Now he gets it away to Taylor. Chips the ball nicely. Bowman takes it outside defensive 50. Back in board looking for Haggerboles. Takes the mark. Handballs it on quickly to Brad Watts. On the wrong side. Have to reel around on the left and does. Kick to nobody in particular. Sean O'Neill does well. Backs himself and runs away. Goes back towards half forward. Tozer just back on the ground. Oh, he's got two against him. Oh, he's pushed into the fence by Taylor. You can't do that. Nowhere near the football. So Tozer's got it. He's come around about 45 metres as well. Yeah, fair enough too. He did come around a fair bit there, Tozer. McLeod's got a couple on him. He goes in that direction. Well, it might be Grigg behind him. He has to sit and wait. He's got 75 players on him. Haggerboles comes across and takes the mark. Not good delivery again from the Thompson midfield to Jackson McLeod. So the big fella down the line towards Woods. He's a class player, this bloke. Back into the centre square, back into the centre wing. Goes along the line towards Warple. Was it on the full? No. Oh, O'Neill got back there and got one over the shoulder as well. And got some support, Oakley. Handball. Back in board to nobody in particular. He's just lucky it fell to McKay. He got the handball again towards Steve McLeod. Kicks on the outboard towards Menzies. Had it, lost it, didn't take it with him. Haggerboles. He kicks around the corner. Just kicked a kick. Oh, Woods. He's just stuck his hand up, took the mark. Outboard to Warple. Close to the boundary line at half forward. Back to that's where he's got to kick it, the 10 metre square. Allen goes up, can't take the mark. And the quick kick out of the pack. Thompson fighting hard defensively and kick around the corner from Broman, but Atkinson for Thompson. Oh, floats the kick across the goal, and very lucky. Brent McLeod had a couple.
So boundary umpire, 10 metres from the behind post, southern end. Bannockburn pressing once again as the ball comes down from the ball end. Kicked off the ground for Thompson, but where's it gone? Back into the arms of Alistair Woods. What a quarter he's having. Handball to Haggerboles. Haggerboles long into the full forward position. Great position. It was young and it wasn't Tyquin. Can't take the Broman. It was. Can't take the mark. And now it's kicked outside that defensive 50. Bannockburn again through Shaw. Tacks the footy, hooks it back. Luck is a fortune because as he was kicking the ball, he was slung, caused him to the ball to change directly. Now 30 metres out, near enough to directly in front. Good approach, drops the ball pretty well. That looks like a good looking kick, and away they go on their merry way, Bannockburn. That's their 7th. It is the first.
Back to the middle. O'Neill gets it down. Up the back of the pack, Christian Shaw. Handball towards Warple. Hodgson comes the other way, just on the ground again. Goes to the right foot, kick to centre half forward. McLeod comes out. Jackson takes the mark. Was touched off the boot. He runs around at 50. Kick back towards 20 out. Dylan. Work back off the man. Happy to see it over for behind. Good work to the coach. 5:47 Bannockburn. And he'll do the kicking in duty as well. He goes short towards Taylor in the back pocket. He can still go to Brad Watts, who nobody's picked him up. Hodgson trying to... he's done okay now because Tozer will pick him up. So Taylor in the left back pocket goes along the line towards half back. Ball sits up. Haggerboles gets there. Hodgson threw it out in the end to O'Neill. He can't pick it up now. He can. Gets it through to Steve McLeod. His left foot kick is okay to McKay. Should have taken a mark. Didn't. Taylor backed himself and ran through. Got half a shepherd from Shaw and then goes to the middle. Peter's got a couple on him. Kiss does nicely. Runs at the ball. 55 out. High kick towards the goal square. Coming across was Grigg behind Grigg. And Grigg. Haggerboles might be the third man up. Nobody will go up. Tozer gets it down in the end. Haggerboles does the roving work and then gets slung off the ball. 40 out from goal. Handball. Missed a target. Bannockburn keeping the pressure on. Christian Shaw had it, lost it, then picked it up. Plenty of time to pick it up again. Then just gets the kick away under pressure. Peters off a step. Right foot tumbling. Punt towards Allen. Got 2 on him. Big Mecca puts the hands up. Oh, and then threw it away to Eddie. His handball outball was okay to Watts. Matt. He's 45 and closing. Right foot kick and has... put it through for 1 behind.
He was a bit, but don't blame him one little bit either.
That's Brent McLeod's taken the mark and landed very, very awkwardly.
Oh, you wouldn't want him hurt.
No, he's chipped it forward. He's not too good, I don't think, so we'll watch that with a bit of interest. The ball's in the arms there of Kiss and also Clark after kicking that ball. In fact, no, I think Micah Allen's being spoken to at the moment, and whether any action comes out of that, I'd suggest that was well off the ball, whatever happened there.
Well, he hasn't sent him off, so nothing's...
Well, the umpire didn't see it, I don't think. He's surmising what's happened, and trying to sort things out. But Clake's not too good. Clark has the ball now on centre wing. Woods for Bannockburn, can't bring the ball to ground. Picked up by big fella there in Eddie. Now it goes towards... it's Fertilla on the left foot, goes Goldwoods, 1 against 2. Allen gets the ball down to Peters. Oh, he tried to kick it off the ground through the goals, but O'Neill does well. He's tackled, handball. Now, he said that he was thrown. I wouldn't think it'd be on video either. Unfortunately, he was a bit behind to play.
Well, I don't know. Well, Herbert's one of the best in the business.
So McLeod Brent.
He's better than Fano.
Back to the goal square. And now O'Neill Sean looking for Hodgson on centre wing and Warper. Oh, good mark. Decides to play on quickly. Forced onto the left foot. Goes towards Menzies.
He's recovered all right.
Menzies,
Clark, look. Oh, he's not really.
Forced over the boundary line. No, he's not well. So the ball now in front of our broadcast position. About to come in. Ruck contest there. Haggaballs does well from behind. McLeod, Stephen. Handballs to Atkinson. Gets it back. Goes Goldwards with a long kick. It is off the hands once for Thompson. 2-3-15. They trail Bannockburn 7-6-48. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard. 20 minutes gone.
So Greg to Taylor in the back half for Bannockburn. Oh, he played on in trouble. Toes are bearing down on him. He goes long. Oh, Oakley just runs into his own man. Bannockburn kept their feet. Hinchcliffe was one of them. He goes towards Warple, close to the boundary line. Out of bounds. Far in, I think she throws the ball okay.
I think she's trying to get away from you.
Probably. Well, you're worse than me. Now ball from the ruck contest. Oh, jeez. Bit indiscriminate there.
They're not all given the same free kicks.
I think that's the hardest part to get the umpiring right. I really do.
Haggaballs, big thump, but only as far as Brent McLeod. The don't argue at half back, wheels around, kick back inboard. Atkinson over his head now, foot race. Ian Woods coming at it also at the other way is Tozer. Handballs it to Atkinson. Oh, bit of candy. Handball back inboard's okay. Sean O'Neill, his handball over the top to Tozer. Oh, they're mucking around with it. Left foot kick over the top, just luck to Douglas. And he takes the mark, 50 out from goal. That's a better kick. McLeod, Stephen to run onto it. 10 metres out and closing and should kick the goal missed it. So, 3
they got next week.
So Greg kicks the ball in, finds Tyquin for Bannockburn, back pocket. Tyquin now chips it further along the boundary line. Oh, I was going to say retaining possession, but it falls to the back of the pack. Now there's a very, very late relayed free kick as Alistair Woods gets the free kick, handballs. Now there's a high tackle. Thompson getting a bit undisciplined at the moment, and the free kick has gone to Bannockburn for the high tackle there. It comes back. Now the ball's chipped along the... That's not such a good kick as Douglas in good position, able to take the mark for Thompson. The chip is inboard. That's good control. Finds Oakley. Now Brent McLeod on the way past. It's a long kick. It's going over the back of the pack. It's not on line. And well, that's
I reckon. What's he going to do? No.
If the umpires are fair dinkum, that is definitely out of bounds. Very Orton Shaw's come back onto the ground and he's in open territory. The ball thrown in. Good tap down to Greg. He was doing the roving. Warple can't control it. Allows it to go
up against Haggaballs for the ruck contest. Over the back, Dylan comes to the front. Good punch away to Warple.
Mark that, Jason. It's yours. It's yours.
Bang. No, it's hit the car next to us. Out of bounds on the full. Right in front of our commentary position. Mitchell chips the ball to Jacko. McLeod. Half forward. Greg got a couple against him. Just wants to set it up for him. He's got Dylan against him. The big fella goes up off the side of the pack. Brent McLeod might get their first run onto it. Oh, coming across, doing nicely. Handball out back was Woods. Off a step, Christian Shaw shuffles it to Perkins. Outboard to Woods, to Watts again to Woods. Now they're away. Handball over the top. Might be okay if it sits for Ho. Close to the boundary line. They've worked it around to Tyquin. Coming across Pat O'Neill. Tyquin did nicely and read the play. Goes towards half forward. Matt Watts, who's been important for them at half forward. Wheels around now in between wing and half forward. Goes long to Allen over the back. Got the sit. Don't think that's the option. So Allen, who's kicked one goal this afternoon, this for the 8th for Bannockburn. He's kicking from 30 out directly in front at the southern end. He comes in. Geez, he's given it a fair hoof in terms of height, but he's put it through. So he's second.
I just hope there was nothing untoward in the fact that the young Clarks come off the ground.
Didn't look good, certainly. Ruckman, 50-50 there, both Greg and Haggaboles. There's a big tackle on Haggaboles, doesn't get rid of it. Umpire for that tackle decides to go straight down the ground as, Dean Oakley's taken the mark because Greg slipped over. No contest whatever. Now a very important kick for Dean Oakley. If Thompson want to stay anywhere near range of Bannockburn, they need to get a goal here at the 27-minute mark of the second quarter. Not a noted goal kicker from memory, Dean Oakley. So
He wobbles him a bit, doesn't he?
He does.
A bit floating.
It's only 30 metres out, moves in. It's a good-looking kick. That's not a bad shot.
It's
The
a goal.
umpire says that's good enough. So Dean Oakley kicks his...
So Allen having a run in the ruck now with Haggaboles off the ground. Up against Grigg. Allen goes up, gets it down. Douglas clears a path for Sanderson, then has to go and get the ball himself. Now Tyquin at the back, gets it to Shaw. Tozer ripped off the football, then taps it on across centre half forward. McLeod. Brent just shuffles through and gets it. He wanted the ball more and he got it back from Douglas. Oh, he's under pressure now. And too long there, Dando. Handball. Brent McLeod comes back. Look at that.
Look at that.
And then just sets it up towards Jackson. Pushed off the football. Van Ingen against him.
He's hold. He's hold.
How can the umpire see that from 40 metres away? That's what intrigues me.
So Bannockburn will be 8, 6:54 as the siren sounds for half time.
Tell you what, Eric, the bloke having a look behind that tree saw that one. Don't
And
you worry about that.
Thompson are 3-4. They could be 3-4, 3-5 or 4-4.
I'm going for 4-4.
Going for 4-4.
I'm going
Jackson
for 4-4.
McLeod.
Jackson McLeod.
Kick one. This is for goal number 2 for the half. He comes in now. 30 out. Slight angle. Straight through the middle.
Not a doubt.
And he puts his second on the board. They finish at 4. And surprise, surprise, Lincoln Peters is in it. And surprise, surprise, Brent McLeod's in it.
Was actually